G'day, folks. Welcome back to another episode of the Shit Talkers Show. It's been another wild round in the Shit Talkers League, and after what felt like an eternity, we have our full trio back in action. That's right. Returning from vacation, our Lenny, I'm Mr. Skodfather Giordano, and the effervescent Sally Fairbank. We got controversy, blowouts, questionable coaching decisions, and plenty of high-stakes drama. Let's dive right in. First up, we had Tim's Homes of Smillies returning to the winners list with a dominant victory over Sunday Roast. Tim's mob came in as favourites and made light work of the opposition, but the real story? Former Sunday Roast head coach Wayne Tarr, who was demoted to assistant coach last pre-season, has now been double demoted to club janitor. At this rate, he'll be cleaning toilets for the VFL before long. Meanwhile, management's new hiring policy has taken a creative turn. They've replaced Wayne as assistant coach with none other than actress Bing Bing Fan, and she'll be assisting head coach Yao Ming. The strategy here? Unclear. But I'd love to see them get their halftime adjustments translated in real time. Friday night brought us an absolute ring-a-ding-dinger under lights. Brenton's Smillion Bucks took on Dan's Piglets, and the real Bacon Kings were crowned. In an upset for the ages, Brenton brought home the bacon against the OG Bacon boys. It was neck and neck all night, but best on ground honours went to Matt Rowell, whose Herculean effort got Brenton over the line by the narrowest of margins. Saturday kicked off with a shocker. The Paul Stanleys, undefeated until now, suffered their first loss of the season in humiliating fashion against Thunderstruck. Mark Elliott, after last week's accusations of foul play, decided not to enlist his son Brock's talents, and suddenly the league's anti-doping officials have opened new investigations. Coincidence? I'll let you decide. But one thing's for sure, the honeymoon is over, and Bailey Smith made sure of it. Over to you, Lenny.
Cheers, Bobby. I still can't believe I missed out on meeting the Skodfather last week. You two looked like you had a blast.
We sure did, Lenny. Just calm her down.
Just calm her down. I've always wanted to say that. All right, folks, Lenny Giordano here with more of Saturday's highlights. Georgie's Houdini's rivals did everything they could to grab their first win of the season, but ultimately fell short against Roaring Tigers. Deborah's mob has now notched up win number 2, keeping her well within striking distance of the top 8. Sadly, Georgie Smith remains the only winless side this season, with lackluster performances by Luke Ryan and Lockie Neal only worsening the pain. Let's hope she can bounce back soon. What a pre-game spectacle we had at our next match between Joel's Camrita Tigers and Jason's Dodgy Wogs. The Camrita Tigers adopted yet another quirky ritual, lighting a fire in the middle of Adelaide Oval while holding hands and singing Kumbaya. Meanwhile, Jason's Dodgy Wogs were nowhere to be seen. Footage later emerged of them ripping donuts in the Adelaide Oval car park in what can only be described as a strategic distraction tactic. While the Camrita Tigers came home with the cholets of the vegan variety, the real winners were the security staff, who now have multiple insurance claims to process. Tiger Frau showed their never-say-die attitude once again, scraping a hard-fought win against Great Seas. Angus Brayshaw played a lone hand, but, as we all know, it's tough to win in Supercoach when you're running a one-man team. Expect Tiger Frau to edge closer to the top 8 as the season heats up. Their eventual showdown later this season with Deborah's Roaring Tigers might just be the match of the season. Back to you, Bobby.
Big call there, Lenny. Pisky Tigers cemented their spot in the top 8 with yet another win, this time against Rogers Munchers. The Munchers had a snack of a start, allowing Pisky to take an early lead while Munchers captain coach, Jack Nicholson, was still busy signing autographs at the opening bounce. Rogers' boys fought back, but couldn't quite bridge the gap, and Pisky held on to win in an entertaining battle. If this keeps up, Nicholson might need to quit Hollywood and actually focus on coaching. Time to cut to a quick commercial break where today a new toy range goes live. Here's a sneak peek.
Introducing the all-new RTSS Shit Talkers League collectible figurines, because talking smack has never looked this good. Each figurine is hand-sculpted to capture the essence of your league's finest, or most notorious, shit talkers, complete with signature accessories to fuel the chaos. Want to reenact legendary arguments, pose the mid-rant, want to craft your own drama? Their fully flexible joints let you strike the ultimate power stance. And here's the kicker. Each figurine comes with multiple accessories and iconic league relics for you to unlock. Snag your favorite shit talker or collect them all to build your own league, because trash talk is an art, and now it's a display piece. RTSS Collectibles. Talk big, pose bigger. Not responsible for friendships ruined due to excessive figurine smack talk. Accessories may cause heated debates. Actual league dynamics not included.
Bloody amazing. Pre-order yours today. Dan's Smilly Squad made a bold statement earlier this week, claiming that if your team doesn't score 2,150, then you're garbage. Well, Dan himself fell shy of that target and lost by over 200 points against league leaders Cherry Picking. His response? Sending his squad straight to local tippers' landfill. No recycling. No second chances. Perhaps the Squadfather was right when he labelled Dano's spuds as poo-poo. I don't see what the big deal is with cherry picking. I reckon I could beat them with one hand tied behind my back. I'm not sure how none of these teams can beat them. Anyhow, over to the foxy lady herself, Sally.
One hand tied behind your back, Bob? I'd like to see that.
Wouldn't be the first time I've been tied up, Sal.
Not appropriate, Bob. All right, folks, I'm Sally Fairbank, and Sunday had some wild results. In one of the upsets of the season, Jungle Land rose from the ashes and stunned Flem Dogs. Brian and Bruce's boys brought the heat, proving that last week's second-grade efforts were just an anomaly. They're now knocking on the door of the top 8. Meanwhile, Michael's Flem Dogs somehow managed to retain a top 5 spot. However, next week they'll be put to the test when they square off against the Paul Stanleys in the annual showdown. Another upset saw the dropouts teach Smelly Assassin a footy lesson at Barossa Park. Aaron's dropouts may lack intellectual depth, but they certainly had the footy smarts to get the job done. Smelly Assassin better be careful. This season isn't looking too kind and is slipping away faster than Gout. Relegation is creeping closer. And that's a wrap. Back to you, Bob.
So many upsets. So much controversy. But before we go, let's check out the ladder. Cherry Picking sit pretty on top, undefeated. 3 sides, homes of Smillies, Pisky Tigers, and the Paul Stanleys, sit just behind on 3 wins. Below them, 12 teams locked on 8 points. It's madness. The bottom 4? Time to lift, lads and ladette. And that's another round done and dusted. Until next time, may your spuds be fresh and your bacon be crispy.
If it take too long, you could be too late.